Hi guys, this is Stylish and this is the Terran vs Zerg E-timing build order in game VOD. I am playing versus one of my friends. His name is Sort of, and he's in the clan MB. He's one of the up-and-coming Zerg players of Sweden today. He's currently at the B- minus rank on iCup, and he is playing quite a lot, and I wouldn't be surprised if he hits the B rank, or in the late season he might even hit the B plus rank. I wouldn't be very surprised because he's learning pretty fast right now, and he's practicing versus me and Nogrim and other good Swedish players. So he's really gaining skill a lot, and he really plays a lot, and always wants rematch if he loses. I don't know. Anyway, that's a really good attribute. So there's a tip I can give you guys: is if you play versus someone that maybe wins that maybe have a winning record versus you, and you usually lose versus that player, keep playing that player, because that is gonna raise your skill the most. Playing a better opponent. Maybe if you get yourself like really raped every game, I can understand that it's maybe not that fun, but you should always play versus an opponent that is slightly stronger than yourself if you're gonna improve. So that is one tip I can give you. And as you can see here, I do the scouting where I see that his overlord isn't coming from that direction, so I move the other direction, and I can see that his overlord actually it crosses my path there, so I know that he starts there. And that is really good. That makes me feel really safe, because I can see if he's gonna 9 pool, or if he's gonna 12 hatch, or 4 pool, or whatever he's gonna do. So from here on, I'm just gonna continue with the build order. I'm not gonna go into the build order here as usual on the in-game VODs, because I have made a completely separate build order VOD and written down the build orders on teamliquid.net on my stylish VOD, first-person VOD thread. So I don't feel the need to go through the build order again. I'm just gonna give some general tips while doing this build order, and other build orders as well. Anyway, I'm a bit late with my clan center here. It was like 20 extra minutes or something like that. But small mistakes like that will happen most of the time during a game. Hopefully not so much in the very early game, but in the late game, I mean, no one can play perfect. But of course, when playing single player, you will have to try to make everything perfect, because then it's a bigger chance that it will be more perfect when you actually play the game. So I can scout here that he doesn't make 6 Zerglings, or 8 Zerglings for that matter, because he doesn't have enough larvas. If his pool is finished and he has 3 larvas that isn't building any drones, then it means that it usually means that he's saving up for making Zerglings, and then you will have to add a bunker. And in my build order VOD, I didn't add a bunker, so all the timings is without a bunker. But a general tip: if you have to make a bunker, you start making the bunker after you start making your refinery. So when you're gonna start making your refinery, pull 2 SCVs, one to the gas and one towards your expansion. Then make the refinery, and when your SCV arrives at your expansion, you're gonna have 100 minerals, and you make a bunker as fast as possible. The building that is going to be delayed is the academy. It's going to be a bit later, but the Zerg is going to be delayed as well. If you made drones directly, he's going to have better economy, and if he makes links directly, he's going to have worse economy, and the same goes to you. A bit worse economy since you're making the bunker with the SV, but your build gonna be a bit delayed. But his build is eventually gonna be delayed as well, because he has less economy. So the academy will be late if you make a bunker, but then just keep doing everything in the correct order, not on those supplies. Every supply is gonna be like 1 or 2 above what I told you in the build order. Also remember that in the build order VOD, I don't lose my scouting SCV, because I'm not playing versus a real opponent. So every supply count there is actually gonna be 1 less supply when your scouting SCV is dead. Here you see I have a 39, so I pulled 2 SCVs, and that should be on 40 in my build order, but now it's 39 because my SCV died, and I build them at a position where he's most likely not going to find them. That's really good if you have time, and if you do it in time. If you pull the SCVs in time, you're going to have time to go to a location where he's most likely not going to scout them. because right now the build order looks pretty standard. I have 2 racks and 1 academy, so if he gets a Ling in my base, he might think that I'm doing something standard. Anyway, I think that I'm a little bit late on my barracks. When I add the three barracks here, I think I move SCVs when I have 450 minerals, but I should be at the position when I have 450. That's another little mistake. It adds up. I think my push will be about 3 seconds too slow in this game, but I mean, when you attack, it's going to be at 830 to 840 or something, and his lurkers are going to pop from everything between 840 to 840 to 9 or plus. Usually you have time to break the sunken. I think in this specific game he moves some lurkers, some hydralisk. Usually a Zerg player moves some hydralisk to his third expansion, to the ramp in his third expansion, and then morph them to lurkers there to block any attempt of killing that expansion early. And that benefits this strategy, of course, because he will have less lurkers in his main. And I think this game I actually time my attack, and he hasn't got too much sunkens, and his lurkers are just about to morph. So it's really powerful, this game. He didn't see that coming, this build order, and it was at I watched the replay. It was at 8:30 the attack, and he morphed his lurkers at 8:30. So that's a pretty standard timing to morph the lurkers. As you can see here, I add my turrets, and I think the turrets are added at about 7 minutes and 40 seconds, or 7 minutes and 50 seconds. And what's very important, I think, it's to start adding the turret on the cliff here on Othello much earlier than the other turrets, because you don't want to have to move 2 SVs up there, and that SV will really have to make 2 turrets before the mutas arrive, because otherwise they can just snipe the SV and they will have high ground. Vision, you won't have vision for the mutalisks once they kill that single turret up there, and that will be really hard to defend versus. And also move 1 group of marines to the turrets in main. I usually have 2 or 3 turrets behind my mineral line in main, and then I make 1 turret at an area where he might, sneak his mutalisks into my base. Just have 1 turret there, and have your marines there, so when he attacks the turrets, you can stim and attack mutalisks. They are really much stronger if you have just 1 or 2 turrets with the marines, because then he cannot snipe them as easily, and he can definitely not snipe the turret. Anyway, then I move out here when my upgrades are at the G on upgrading in my E-base, and then he moves in. I only had 2 turrets there, and really I think I could have added 1 more turret before I moved out there, because I had cash for it, but I didn't this game, and that didn't stop me from moving out anyway, because I have 5 barracks. And 5 barracks is going to produce enough marines to deal with the mutalisks if he decides to have them in my base, and he really needs to have them in his base when I do the attack. And then he flies over my marines here accidentally, so he loses even more health. And here you see I scan, and he has really almost no sunkens, so I don't wait, I just scan, stim and attack, and I know my upgrade will arrive at that timing. And now you can see that he's morphing his lurkers, but it's too late. And well, GG. And I'm gonna do another VOD now.